There are two things that every Southerner has to have on New Year's Day: collard greens and Hoppin John. And I'm going to teach you how to make the best Hoppin John you've ever put in your mouth. People ask me for this recipe all the time. People ask my entire family for this recipe all the time. And it's not just good on New Year's Day, it's good all year round, but you got to have it on New Year's Day. Okay, going to start with these dried black eyed peas, soak them overnight so that they're ready to cook today, New Year's Day.
The next thing we're going to do is to fry some bacon, and then we're going to saute an onion in that bacon grease. Now, two things. One, I always chop up the bacon before I fry it because it's just easier to fry in little tiny pieces, and you're going to need it broken up later anyway. Also, recipe calls for 4 slices of bacon. Now, I'm doubling it, so I've got 8 there. And I also believe there's no such thing as too much bacon. So I've added a couple more slices in there. So for 2 recipes, I've got about 10, maybe 12 slices of bacon in here. So let's get started. Okay, you can do this in 2 different pots. You can fry your bacon, saute your onion in a pan, and then cook it in a rice pot or a regular pot. I'm gonna do it all in the Instant Pot because it's just one big, less mess, and easy cooking. So we cooked the bacon on the saute setting. It's nice and brown in there now. So we're just gonna pull it out, and then we'll saute the onion right in that same pot. There's the finished product on the bacon. Now it's time to add the onions. Now the recipe calls for 1 small onion. Because I'm doubling it, I used like a very big one. Also, never can have too much onion in this recipe. This is what the onions will look like when they're done. And now I'm going to pull this top pot out so that I can mix the rest of it together. All right, this is where the magic happens. You're going to take 1 or 2 cups of rice, depending on if you're doubling it. Each recipe calls for 1 cup. So this is 2 cups. If you're cooking in the Instant Pot, you got to wash your rice to start with. So add the rice right into the pot with that onion. And then you're gonna add, for every cup of rice, a cup of black eyed peas that you've already cooked on the side. So here's the black eyed peas. And honestly, it could use more than just this 1 cup because I think it's like 1 cup of raw. So I'm gonna add more in a few. But here's the secret ingredient of all of this, is to cook the rice in the juice from the black eyed peas. So in the Instant Pot, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. If you're cooking on the stove, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. If you're cooking in a rice pot, then it's a 1-to-1, just like you would normally cook rice. So we're gonna dump this in there to cook instead of water. And then I'm gonna throw it on the Instant Pot and hit the rice setting, and we'll see how it's done. One more thing, stir that up, save your bacon till last. Here's the finished product. We're gonna just dump the bacon right in there on top and stir that up, and voila, you're done. Okay, check this out. How good does that look? Yeah, Happy New Year.